Is it time to learn a new skill set to get you closer to your goals? Stay tuned, you guys. It's going to be a great episode.
Awaken the leader inside. Follow the path of leadership. Never give up. Never stop trying. Get up. Believe in yourself. Not every day is going to be easy, but you got to challenge yourself. You need courage. Be ready. Stop waiting for it to happen. Go make it happen. Harness the power within. You are destined to be a leader. Follow the path of leadership. Awaken the leader inside.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. My name's Dave Rubalcava, and I'm your host here at Awaken the Leader Inside, a show dedicated to your leadership journey. Remember, you are never alone. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to another episode. So hey, I have a topic that I wanted to talk about with you guys, and I think it's really important to be honest with yourself and be honest with where you're at in life and in your career, and be honest about something that maybe you're going to have to do something different. You're going to have to learn something different. And so, when I talk to people, when I talk to other leaders, when I talk to, people that are somehow stuck at where they're at, I think sometimes they forget that maybe at the moment, and this is just at the moment, your skill set that you have will not match where you need to go. And let me just give you an example. If you have passion to be an editor and you're a cashier right now, at some retail, you're not going to be able to make the leap, right? You're just not. You don't have a skill set to kind of go apply for something like that, because you're going to be rejected because you just simply don't have the experience or the background or the necessary training that would help you get to that stage, right? And I think for a lot of people, this is very, very real world, that we kind of know what we want to do. We have an idea of what we want to do, or maybe even an idea of how to get there. But then we look at our skill set and we're like, man, well, I keep getting rejected and I can't, the door isn't opening for me and they're not letting me come through. So, the heck with it, I'll give up. And then you just get frustrated. And I want to tell you something, that if you want to change your stars, you guys, and if you want to open up doors, you're going to have to learn how to open them up yourself. And you're going to have to learn sometimes that you may not have the skill set that you need, but that doesn't mean you can't learn it. That doesn't mean you don't have resources to help you. That doesn't mean that you're going to be stuck where you're at. You just have to make a choice, and you're going to have to choose to learn something new. And so I think this is something that happens to all of us. I think for whatever reason, we get lost in the now. Right now, things aren't right. Right now, stuff is happening to me. Right now, jobs are not available for me because of where I'm at right now. Well, you know what, you guys? I'm going to tell you something about life. I'm going to tell you something about leadership. Is you're going to go through evolutions, right? You're going to go through evolutions where you have breakthroughs, where you learn something, where your confidence increases because you're able to do something you've never done before. And I think for a lot of people, and correct me if I'm wrong, a lot of people get stuck in this feeling helpless because of right now. Look, every day you wake up, you're making a choice to either get you closer to your goals or you're not. It's like that simple. You're either kind of taking a step forward, or you're just letting life pass you by and letting your goals get further and further away from you. Life is going to be demanding. Life is going to be crazy. In the meantime, what are you doing to edge yourself closer to where you need to go? And so you're probably thinking, David, you don't know what you're talking about, blah, blah, blah. Guys, everything in our life and everything in my life, it's been a battle. It's been tough. It's been tough to figure out how to make things work. It's been tough to figure out how to balance things, man. That happens to all of us. But like I said, if you want to get closer to your goals, what can you do? Now, let me tell you something, man. A lot of people, let's say if you want to, like I said, the editor, because that was something that I was interested in. It's real world for me, because without acquiring that skill set, I wouldn't be able to do these videos. I wouldn't be able to do YouTube. I wouldn't be able to do our family channel as well, which takes a lot more editing than this channel does. And like, you have to learn how to do something. Now, is it going to take more time? Yes. Is it going to be something that you might have to sacrifice your weekends, your nights? Yes. But like any education, you guys, whether it's through institution, whether it's through like taking workshops, whether it's just simply learning from YouTube. Honestly, I learned so much from just watching YouTube that I didn't have to take classes. I just kind of got, rolled my sleeves up, watched videos after videos after videos, and I started learning how to navigate using software and different things. But like it goes back to knowing what you want to do and starting to figure out the resources that you're gonna need to get you to where you need to go. Now, I want to encourage you guys, because at this point, I'm gonna tell you, this is why sometimes I believe that motivation is great, but it's not gonna get you there. Like, it's just not. Because we get all excited. Hey, I want to, take this class, or hey, I'm going to take this workshop. And then, hey, 2 days after you take it, you're like, oh, I don't see the results. That was a waste of time. Dude, you got to get past that, man, because the motivation, like I said, it's great, it's inspiring, whatever, but it's not going to last. Your level of discipline to stay the course, that is what's going to help you. And I'm going to tell you straight out, like right up front, the path that you're going to endure is going to take you all over the place, man. You're going to have days that you feel like you're doing great, whether, like I said, you're taking a new class, a workshop, whatever. You're going to see moments of progress, and then you're going to see moments of setbacks. Like, that is the natural course of any learning. I mean, can you imagine, or can you just even think back to like classes that you've taken in, whether it's school or, high school, college, whatever, where you have one day you're doing great and then you have an exam and it's like, and you just bombed it. Like, that's how everything works in life. Like, but you're going to learn from those experiences that are going to help strengthen you and strengthen your focus, that maybe you weren't as focused as you need to be. So where I'm going with all of this, you guys, is that it's going to take a level of discipline and a level of commitment from you, that if you want to change your stars, change your stars. But here's the last thing that I want to leave you with before we kind of do a summary. You being able to acknowledge that you're not at a certain level because of your own skill set, that is the gate. That is like the gate that you have to kick open. That is the door. Because after you figure that out, after you're able to acknowledge, like, man, I got to do something different, I got to change something, or I got to learn something, now you're on the right path to figure out the solution to get you closer to your goals. Like, it's simple observation and being honest about where you're at. That is the gate that you have to kick open. Now, the next part, is going to take some work. We all know that when you're learning a new skill set, it's going to be bumpy, it's going to be tough. But you at least have to acknowledge where you're at. That's the beginning for any change in your life, guys. Any change, personal life, work life, whatever, family life. There comes a point you got to acknowledge like the shortcomings that you have and not blame anybody. It's just like, hey, my life choices got me here. Now my life choices next are going to get me to where I want to go. And to not be afraid, dude. Do not be afraid that, like, hey, the last 20 years I did this and now I want to make a right turn. It's your life. You can do whatever you want, man. Don't listen to nobody, because at the end of the day, if you're not content and you're not happy with who you are and where you're at, it's pretty tough to make anyone else happy, man. I'm going to tell you that just from life experience. When you're not happy with where you're at and what you're doing, you're not going to find any joy in it. You're not going to find any joy in life. And you gotta own that, man. You gotta own that and take responsibility for that. And wherever you're at is wherever you're at. But you get another do-over, man. Tomorrow's a new day. You get a do-over to try to right the ship. And that's my message to you guys. Throughout your journey in leadership, there's going to be times where you're going to second guess yourself. There's going to be times where you feel like the boat's actually sinking. This is where your leadership kicks in. This is where your ability to problem solve and troubleshoot becomes probably the most critical part of your leadership. And I truly believe that that's what helps you navigate the playing field is that you have to be able to make critical decisions while the boat is sinking. And that is what real leadership is, because you gotta take it by storm and just kind of go after and fix it and get things back and be prepared. But it's easy to say, very difficult to do. I get it. Trust me, I get it, guys. But your journey is about riding the ship to where you want to go. And it takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of planning. But even more so, it takes a lot of discipline to commit to wherever you want to go. And it may take time, guys. Like, I will tell you, like, I am so, like, to me, it's unbelievable a year after we started, these projects, and we started more, even the family channel is probably the one that was more dramatic for me on YouTube, you guys. After we started this, to look back a year, and I'm like, how did we get to this point? Like, how did we get to a point where, the editing has changed, the community we interact with has changed, and like, it went from something that was just kind of like, not to be mean, but it was kind of like people made fun of it, like, well, YouTube channel, you guys are crazy, to this thing now where it's like, it's so amazing, it's fun, we get the family involved, and we're having like a good time on what's going on. But it took like progression over months of learning new editing, months of failing. and then you look back and you're like, how did we do this? Like, how did we get this far? And it's just natural progression of chipping away. Like they say, that tree, chipping away at it. And then one day the tree falls over, right? And it's not because of one hit. It's because of a series of continuous hits. And then one day it just topples over. Like that's how winning's done, guys. You got to chip away at the root, I guess, and figure out the problem and then take the next step forward. So I hope that makes sense, you guys. I felt like I started rambling at the end, but I hope that makes sense to you guys. Stay the course. When you recognize that you have to change your skill set, figure it out, man. And if you're not exactly sure, that's where mentors come in. That's where there's other partners. Email me at David@Awaken the Leader Inside. You can hit me up on Facebook, Instagram, all that, and just hit me up and ask me, what I think, and I'll give you some feedback. But it all starts with us acknowledging that something's got to change, and that's probably the scariest. It's probably the most difficult thing, is to look and realize we're not where we're at because of where we are right now at the moment, and there's nothing wrong with that. So stay tuned for another episode, guys. Always remember to awaken the leader inside. Until next time. Make sure you hit that subscribe. Make sure you hit that little bell on the top, right? Now it's time to get to work, and let's make it happen.